Shannon, who wins this game?
That might have been Holmgren's first game in Seattle, if I'm not mistaken, Skip. I'm going to take the Pack because I think for the first time in a very long time, Aaron Rodgers goes into the playoffs with a balanced football team. They can run the football. Now, Skip, you know, people think they have a running attack like the 49ers or the Ravens or the Tennessee, and they don't. Aaron Jones has a lot of rush touchdowns, but they're a middle-of-the-pack rushing team. Now, he just so happens that he's had really big games on national television, Skip. The game against Dallas, I think they had another game against they had another one against Minnesota. I think they had the game against Kansas City. So he's had really big games in really big moments. But they're not a team that's going to run the ball for 200 yards, you know, like Ravens can do or like Tennessee. But this is the first time that Aaron Rodgers has had that at his disposal. And he's healthy. He realized what's at stake here. And this is why you want to get the win all your games, Skip, because you want to get somebody coming in when it's supposed to snow 8 to 10 inches on Saturday, and they ask for volunteers to come shovel out from under that on Sunday.
700 volunteers.
Yeah, they love it.
You're going to go up?
That's
no.
not enough money.
I do it for $30 an hour, not for no 12.
You know how cold it is right
I don't
now
care.
there?
For $30 an hour,
You
would not shovel snow for $30 an hour.
Oh, not now. Back in the day, I mean, the people that they go get the shovels.
Just thinking the cold you wouldn't handle. You know how cold it is right now?
I worked a lot more hours for less money than that.
Yeah.
But anyway, Skip Bayless, Aaron Rodgers is going to show you how he became to be Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so the old Aaron Rodgers is going to show up.
Oh, the one that's the most gifted thrower, the transcendent thrower of the football that we've seen in our lifetime. And, Skip, this is why you spend $180 million to go get the Smith brothers, Zadarius and Preston. This is why you go pillage Amos from Chicago and bring him over there. That's why you paid all this, for these moments, because the homegrown talent that you were getting wasn't getting it done. So, Ted Thompson, I'm tired of your approach. You keep on trying to grow. We got Aaron Rodgers. Go get Smith. Go get Smith. Go get Amos. And guess what? Ta-da, here we are. Now, Russell Wilson is a different animal. He's so frustrating. Philly had it 3rd and 15, and what did he do? He scrambled and get a first down. They got it 3rd and 8. Skip, that's all you're hoping. Ooh, we got a 3rd and long. We're going to get off the field. Yeah. No, you're not. It's 3 more downs. And guess what he does? He scrambles again, or he runs around and he finds Metcalf, or he finds Lockett. He's a lot like Deshaun Watson. Well, Deshaun Watson's a lot like him because their escapability. Not only can they escape to throw the ball, they can escape and get out of harm's way with their legs. But I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers at home. It's going to be a close ball game because, you know, Pete Carroll has these guys coached. They'll be spitting venom. I'm going to take the Pack at home, 24-17.
Okay. You don't sound like you're convicted with that.
Oh, I'm convicted. That's Aaron Rodgers.
Confidence.
That's Aaron Rodgers.
I think you're trying to talk yourself into it.
No, this was easy.
Because I don't know how many times you have sat in that chair across from me and told me how unbelievable Russell Wilson is.
He is.
He's unbelievable.
He is.
Right?
Yes.
You kind of just did it just
yes.
Then, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I told you to start the show that my Titans pick was a head over heart pick because I'm rooting for Lamar. This is going to be a heart over head pick because I cannot bring myself, apologies to Lil Wayne, my friend, to root for Aaron Rodgers or the Green Bay Packers. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. I don't like them. I don't love him whatsoever because he is the biggest diva in the National Football League. He is the LeBron James of the NFL.
Guy up in Foxborough.
No, he's not. There's no diva in him at all.
Big D, too.
He is a team player.
Whatever.
Yeah. So, here's the point. Aaron Rodgers is clearly in decline. I bombarded you with stat after stat. If you'd like me to throw a few more, let's just do this year. But I can do it for the last 3 years. But if we just do this year, QBR, he ranked 18th this year. That's not that guy we used to know.
Is that better than Brady's?
It just doesn't matter.
It is.
Your only way to ever win an argument on this show is to change the subject.
But that was I'm just trying to...
We're talking about Aaron Rodgers versus Russell Wilson. If you stay there, good luck to you.
But here's the thing. But you're saying Aaron is declining when all his numbers are not worse than Brady's.
I think it's...
Okay, your turn. You're right, it is your turn.
I
misspoke. I spoke out of place.
He's got some numbers to get to.
The QBR has fallen for Aaron Rodgers each of the last 4 years. The completion percentage has fallen each of the last 4 years. 18th in QBR. Completion percentage, wait a second, that's fallen to 21st in the NFL this year. Is that good? Help me out. How about deep passing completion percentage? He ranks 18th. And how about with a clean pocket passing percentage? He ranks 23rd among NFL quarterbacks this year. Declining, declining, declining. He's been asked all year about it, and now he's spitting back with, I will take wins over stats, because you can't sell his stats anymore the way you used to. And he used to be extraordinary. He used to be a transcendent thrower of the football.
Hey, he still is.
He's not anymore. So here's my point about this game at this place. They have won 7 games at home this year. That topped the NFL. But I think to win this game, he's going to have a throwback performance. He's going to have one of those 2009, 10, 11 type MVP performances, and I don't think he's capable because he hasn't shown it all year.
Yes, he has.
Year. Oh, come on. Not one of those. Not one where I sat back and said, come
against
on.
Philly.
Did you really bring up Philly? How about the last play against Philly? He had a walk-in touchdown to little Darius Shepard, who broke wide open to the right side of the end zone, and he didn't even see him.
Okay, he didn't. But let me ask you a
decline,
question.
decline. It's like your credit card is declined, Aaron.
So with that game, they played 60 minutes, so he only had one play? So what are we going to do about the 422 yards?
What are we going to do about the play that would have won the division for my Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah, but see, that's what you're concerned about.
The Eagles stole that game. They backed into that game.
What about the Raiders game?
I don't know. It's pretty good. Remember, that's when the Raiders were ranked 30th in defense?
Oh, my goodness.
Really? Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't see it. What about the game at the Chargers this year when they lost 26-11 and he had a QBR of 14 on scale of 0 to 100? How about at San Francisco when this Green Bay team lost 37-8 and Aaron Rodgers, the formerly great Aaron Rodgers, had a QBR of 9. Yes. 9 on a scale of 0 to 100. Those are 2 disaster games for a team that figured ways to win that my Cowboys couldn't figure ways to win. But there are a lot of head scratchers in all these wins where you sat back and said, I'm not sure how they did that.
I am.
But clearly the MVP of this game was the other Aaron, as in Jones. And he was all year long.
Yeah, okay, look. There's not one team that's undefeated throughout the season. So we can look back. We can look back at Lamar and where he played against Cleveland. It's like, what was he doing? Because they lost, as you mentioned, what?
40 to 25.
Okay. They also went to Kansas City. Mm-hmm. So they lost. So there are games that every quarterback, you can look back like, wow, that's a head scratcher. But at the end of the day, he won more than he lost. And there's the reason. Because guess what? When they didn't have Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones, what were they doing? Nothing. This is why you skip.
So what?
My point is, he's still Aaron Rodgers, and teams don't want to find out because they play coverage to keep him from throwing the ball. Aaron Jones run wild. Williams runs wild. But this is why they wanted home field. Because you know why? Because I know it's never going to be in January 80 degrees in Lambeau. So we're going to get blistering cold, and we're going to bring somebody but up here and put paint on them.
Okay, but it's supposed to be in the 20s on Sunday. Even though there's going to be a snowstorm on Saturday, I think it's going to be rather balmy on Sunday. Given Green Bay
honest, 20s is a pretty good day.
It's not bad.
But Skip,
it's football weather.
That might be 20 degrees at 3 o'clock. What happens at 4 o'clock? What happens at 5 o'clock?
I think it's supposed to stay up in that range.
Let me ask you a question. How often does it get to 20 degrees in Seattle? Because they don't practice outside. They practice when it's 20 degrees, they in the dome.
I've spent a lot of time in Seattle, and it gets cold.
Yeah, they cold.
It gets bone-chilling cold. It gets rainy, wet cold.
There's something about that old there's something about that old Midwest cold.
Yeah,
that old Chicago and that Lambeau, boy, from Chi-Town. I know something about the cold.
Well, I know something about that. It's freezing. It gets you in your soul.
Yeah, your soul.
And I lived 4 years in Chicago, and I know it. That's the coldest city in America. I think it's colder than Minneapolis to me, just on the feeling of it. Just coming off the lake.
Yes.
I don't know.
Now, back to those Seahawks. I just said that the Packers led the NFL with 7 home wins. Guess who led the NFL with 8 road wins? The Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
So we have irresistible object, immovable force, and I'm going to go with the road team here. I'm going to go with Russell Wilson winning a 9th road game because he has been, to use your word, unbelievable on the road.
Skip, you letting the hatred of Aaron Rodgers blind your judgment.
So look at this. I love QBRs, you know.
Oh, man,
look at Russell Wilson's QBRs on the road this year. He's got 4 over 80. You have no idea how extraordinary that is.
I do.
He has another one over 70. So he's got 5 70-plus QBRs on the road out of the 8 road games that they've won. He's even better away than he is at home because they weren't very good at home this year. I don't know what got into them, but suddenly they flipped their script.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.